Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm gonna look through my crystal ball and talk about some predictions for the 2024 Kansas City housing market. Stick around until the end because I'm gonna tell you how to use these trends to your advantage when buying or selling your home. I'm Joe Nelson with the Nelson Home Group at Keller Williams, Kansas City's highest rated real estate team on Google. Let's break it down. First, let's decode some vocabulary around the housing market because some of these terms can sound interchangeable or be confusing if you don't use them in your everyday language. A big one we get asked about often is, what is the difference between inventory and supply? Sounds the same, right? Not quite. Inventory is the actual number of houses actively on the market for sale. You'll also hear us call them active listings. It's the true count of listed homes at any given time. Supply, on the other hand, is the number of months it would take to sell all the currently active homes based on the average days they spend on the market and the number of buyers currently purchasing. So using December 2023, for example, the inventory was 5,267 homes. Based on the days on market and buyer absorption, the housing supply was a little under 2 months. We've been consistently seeing these kinds of numbers for a while in Kansas City. You've heard me say days on market a few times now. The days on market is how long it takes for a listing to go from active to sold. These three terms are used a lot when talking about trends and predictions, so keep them in mind. A good resource when looking into KC's market future is the Wichita State Center for Real Estate. They do the hardest part of the work, compiling data from the housing market itself, as well as the cost of living index and employment trends for the metro. Let's start with a basic economic outlook. According to the CRE, the 5-year break-even rate, which measures expected inflation from U.S. Treasury yields, suggests inflation, not home values, will average 2.15% over the next 5 years. This is a good balance that will help stabilize the housing market. Some other trends from 2023 that are important when looking ahead. Resale supply. It took about a 16.2% drop from where they were in 2022, but it began leveling out at the end of the year and into 2024. The difference in resale housing supply between 2023 and 2024 should be minimal. This means the high increase in housing prices that are fueled by low supply should level out some compared to what we've seen. So what about new construction? With the spike in interest rates and rising construction costs, many buyers have also been priced out of new construction. With the economy stabilizing and interest rates coming down some, it is predicted the new home construction should ultimately rise about 4.4% in 2024. Now, that doesn't mean the market has shifted entirely. Home inventory has risen over the last year, but remains far lower than in 2019. As I said earlier, we ended December 2023 with 1.8 months supply. That's well below the 4 to 6 month supply that's considered a balanced market. This means it's still a seller's market and homes will continue to sell quickly, but in 2024, buyers are going to see a better chance at having their offer accepted. The shortage of inventory will force home prices to rise incrementally. It all goes back to basic high school economics. When demand outweighs supply, the value of the inventory increases. Wichita CRE predicts housing prices will rise another 3.7% in 2024. So what about interest rates? Most economists expect mortgage rates to decline over the coming months. The National Association of Realtors' August economic outlook shows 30-year fixed mortgages are likely to fall to 6% by the end of 2024. Lower rates equal lower monthly payments, which equals more affordability in the higher price ranges. So what are the biggest takeaways so far? Well, first, houses will sit on the market a tiny bit longer. Buyers will have more opportunity to achieve affordable financing and make strong offers. And home prices will continue to rise. You may have heard people say they're waiting for the housing market to crash, but the evidence for that just isn't there. There are some hard numbers we can see to back that up, and the Heartland MLS has us covered. In 2023, according to Heartland MLS, Jackson County, Missouri saw a 5.1% increase in the average sales price. Clay County saw a 5.6% increase in the average sales price, and Johnson County, Kansas, had a 7.8% overall sales price increase. Homes are still selling at or above list price, and they're taking a little bit longer than maybe a year ago, but they're still going quick. With inflation expected to balance, interest rates expected to fall, and housing prices only expected to increase with each year, 2024 is the year to pull the trigger if you're ready to buy. How can you make this market work for you? If you're thinking of buying, keep in mind that with only a couple months supply, you'll want to get started quickly. There are still more people looking to buy than there are houses for sale. You may have to make offers on a few different properties before getting yours accepted. A good realtor will help you make the strongest offer you can. Remember, it's not just about price. Use the decline in interest rates to your advantage in order to boost your spending power. Because you'll pay less each month in interest, you'll have the ability to afford a little more house with a higher loan amount and the same monthly payment. With housing prices increasing at a slightly slower rate, there will be a few more options for you this year. And knowing that they're going to continue to rise, you can get started building that equity in your property now. If you're ready to sell, remember that your home's value is still higher now. You'll need to price fairly and be patient, and the right realtor will be able to coach you on exactly what that looks like. If you take their advice, you can still expect to sell at or above your asking price, putting you in a great position to buy your next home. If you're sitting on one of the exceptionally low interest rates from a few years ago, remember that home values will continue to rise year over year, making the equity you build in your next home exponentially larger than the current rate, which it can always be refinanced if rates come down even more. And finally, my biggest piece of advice: the right time to buy or sell a home is when it makes financial sense for you. If you're ready in every other area of your life, don't miss out on the perfect opportunity trying to play the market. Discuss your situation with your realtor and your lender and be confident in their advice. If you're ready to buy or sell, please reach out and let my team be your real estate experts of choice. Our contact information is in the description below. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more real estate tips and Kansas City lifestyle content. And I'll see you next time.